Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.
Half a day. I'm Claire Calvo, bringing you your weekly renewal. Today I am here with two wonderful friends. I'm here with Marie Monge and Leslie Leon Guerrero. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
So May is, among other things, I mean, each month there's so many things going on, but Lupus Awareness Month. And I know both of you personally, and I know each of you have your own journey. Can you each share? Maybe we'll start with you, Leslie.
I've had lupus since 2010. I was diagnosed, so my symptoms probably were presenting for about a year or two before they actually diagnosed me. So my first symptom was a small, tiny bald spot on the side of my head. I had really long, thick hair, and I decided to do some research and go into a dermatologist to find out what was going on. And they biopsied that bald spot, sent it off, and basically called me back a day later to say, hey, I need you to come back in because this looks like something more than just alopecia. And then they asked me to start to see and get some blood work done to find out what it's going to be. And they thought it was discoid lupus, which is lupus of the skin. And that's where they did a whole other series of tests and discovered that I did have lupus. It wasn't lupus of the skin, but it was systemic lupus, so a lupus that could attack any organ within your body.
Well, with me, it was 2003. I was a young mother, and mine presented first in my joints. And then I started to get these low-grade fevers. And it was weird because every night, like clockwork, I feel okay in the morning. After work, every night, I just felt like it basically like something turned a switch off in me. My physician thought that it could be lupus, but again, he wasn't a rheumatologist, and he said, told me if you can, I would go to see a rheumatologist off island. I did in California, and I was diagnosed as well with SLE. I was put on prednisone, which is a steroid, some other medication, came back to Guam, and it just seemed like my flare just ignited. I started to have problems with my kidneys, my liver. After about a year or so, I think the worst thing that's ever happened to me is that I had pericarditis, which is the lining of my heart became inflamed. And I had to kind of take a sabbatical and stay in California for a bit.
So I know you both said that back then you had to go off island, but you said that currently there is a rheumatologist now on Guam?
Yeah, I know
correct?
GRMC has a rheumatologist.
What helped you through, especially through the hardest times? What did you find to be helpful?
Diet and exercise to me really, really, really help.
Yeah.
And then mentally, I mean, depression is common in a lot of people with lupus, but I feel like the more you get out, the more you don't feel sorry for yourself, the more you surround yourself with positive energy, that helps.
So for those who are probably just finding out or are probably wondering, and what advice can you offer?
My advice would be listen to your body. If something doesn't feel right, talk to your doctor, ask questions, do some research, and don't just settle for, I just don't feel good for any prolonged period of time.
But if you feel something that's chronic, just pay attention and don't be afraid to ask your doctor. I think culturally sometimes we're afraid to go to a doctor and say that this hurts or that hurts. It's like, oh, I'll just take this over the counter, I'll get over it. Or I think it's just to be aware. And if you are diagnosed, just seek out other people who've been there.
Is there any way that they could reach you both, or?
Well, you can email me, mcalvo I'm looking directly into the camera, at kuam.com. I'm also on social media, so.
Same with me. And then also, I know the Lupus Awareness Group of Guam is on Instagram and Facebook, so you can always look them up, or shoot any of us a message. We'll be happy to talk to anybody.
Friday, May 10th is Put On Purple for Lupus Awareness Day. So we're wearing our purple today, but we just invite the whole community to join us. And again, the Lupus Awareness Group of Guam is having a mass on the end of the month on the 25th.
Tag us on social media or tag Lupus Awareness Group of Guam, or I think it's called POP, Put On Purple.
Put On Purple Day, yes. Use your hashtags.
That's an easy way to remember. And then the 25th will be the Mass at St. Jude's Church in Centennial.
Yes, and you can follow, as Leslie mentioned, they're on Instagram and Facebook, I believe.
All right, thank you, and thank you. I will see you next time on your Weekly Renewal.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.